Next, we come to Father Abraham. The text reads verse 8. By faith, Abraham obeyed when he was called to set out for a place that he was to receive as an inheritance, and he set out not knowing where he was going. His story really is amazing because when you think about it, he knows God, right? He knows of God. And when he receives this call to follow where God is leading, God doesn't really give specific directions, right? God doesn't say, this is where you're going and this is what I'm going to do. God called on Abraham, and Abraham said, yes, Lord, and followed. Didn't know where he was going, didn't know what was going to end up happening, but he had faith in God, faith in what God was up to. So again, the author of Hebrews is teaching us that faith is not this general religious attitude to life, and it's not believing in the impossible for the sake of it. Faith is when you believe that what God is doing is best. You have faith that what God is doing is good and right, and that you recognize that's going to be bigger than even yourself. Faith isn't about what's in it for me. It's not a business transaction. I do this for God, God does this for me. It's the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen, meaning you and I may not see it until we are part of that communion of saints. The author of Hebrews is teaching us that the Old Testament patriarchs and matriarchs were not just looking for their own well-being and what they were going to get out of following God. They weren't looking just for their own homeland either, but they were looking for a future beyond the present life. They wanted to be part of God's work and God's purposes.